Well, ladies and gentlemen, report from Tiger Mountain here, and they are losing control. We're going to talk about that tonight on the report from Tiger Mountain. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are living in interesting times. That the globalist world order that we should call they are to some extent losing control. Obviously, they are still holding on though, and they are still putting up the fight to people like Donald Trump, who now lead the world stage. But we're just living interesting times where there is maybe an opportunity for some new, new order, outside of the new world order, some new order could come and rise in this time. You've got Donald Trump, obviously, doing various things all around the world. Obviously, he's being stymied by the, legal system, the judiciary, which, they would all be blackmailed by Epstein, by Pizzagate, by Diddy, and the 10 operations or 15 operations we don't even know about, ladies and gentlemen. So that's how they control the judiciary. But you've got someone like Putin, who seems to be quite anti-globalist. He seems to want to take Ukraine probably completely, and he's even sort of rebelling against Trump at the moment. He doesn't seem to be that keen to get to the negotiating table. You can't really deal with someone like Zelensky. You really just have to get rid of him. You know what I mean? So maybe he just wants to march on straight through into Kyiv. Then you've got President Xi. China is a country that always has its own agenda. I know, in a sense, the globalists are working with China. I believe that the Chinese work with the globalists because they believe that it will raise their power in the world, which is probably true to some extent. But I think the Chinese have their own agenda that's probably not a globalist one, that, is probably to expand China, obviously to take Taiwan and possibly to expand right into Southeast Asia, probably right down to where I'm sitting right now, down into Australia, ladies and gentlemen. And, and then you've got North Korea, they've got their, obviously, they've got their own agenda as well, and capitalism is the enemy, and but you got Donald Trump is friends with Little Rocket Man, so you got an interesting friendship there. And then of course you've got Iran, who a very sunny day for them would be to wipe Israel off the face of the earth, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what I mean? And do we need to stop them? You know what I mean? So you know what I'm saying? So there's obviously the conflict with Iran. They clearly have a different agenda to the Middle East, and they are still very powerful. And obviously Israel would like to drag the United States into some kind of war with Iran, but I'm pretty sure that Donald Trump's not interested in that. I'm pretty sure that J.D. Vance is not interested in that. And there are a number of other, anti-war kind of Trump people. And obviously there was that whole recent Mike Walls thing, where Mike Walls got sacked and Netanyahu sort of got, ignored a little bit, to what extent that's real or just, window dressing, we'll have to wait and see. But I think they are, to a certain extent, losing control, you know what I mean? And this is important. And, I think the pandemic was a kind of, almost like their kind of orgasmic, kind of orgy of control over all of us. And, there was a lot of resistance there. There was a whole freedom movement, obviously, that I was a part of. Cafe Lockdown and all the anti-vaxxers and all the people, Monica Smith and, all those people, have been great and are resisting all this. Even Pauline Hanson and Clive Palmer's party are resisting all that. It's interesting. Look, the hardest battle we face is media, because all these videos we make, including this one, they all exist within a certain kind of algorithm. The people who are interested in this kind of thing will get them or maybe see them, but people outside of it probably never get to hear about them, and that's always problematic. But I think we are at an opportunity. And hopefully other, populist far-right leaders will take control. Obviously, you've got one in Italy at the moment with Meloni. You've got one in Orban in Hungary, and Poland's pretty based at the moment, it's all very, very interesting. And, there is an opportunity. And interestingly, I think Trump has gone to many of the royal Arab countries and seem to be weaning them away from globalism. There's obviously been some big deals, some, multi-billion, hundreds of billions of dollars invested in America, deals he's been doing with Qatar, Saudi Arabia. And, the leaders of these countries seem to be bowing down and, genuflecting to Trump, which is a good thing. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. This some kind of other order could be building against the New World Order. And I'd say probably just in the name of pragmatics, let's support that. So I think they are losing control, and fucking good.